legends-wise, even like dealing with clones and shit, since we're on that topic, I like to tell the fun fact about Palpatine. This is another thing that they brought into the shows and stuff that I dug, like legends and stuff wise, is that Palpatine has clones of himself. And with those clones, he keeps reincarnating and shit like that. And so that's cool. They're incorporating that a lot. That's who Snoke is, technically, in these new Star Wars movies, is technically Palpatine. He just made a clone of himself, or a clone that he could get into when he died. So when Luke, or Vader, I mean, sent Palpatine down the chute and that energy exploded up, that was his soul, or his whatever, his force energy going to a new body and shit. He didn't actually die in Return of the Jedi. He died eventually. Han Solo shoots him when he's trying to, like, take over one of Han Solo's kids' bodies, like, soul-wise. But this dude, an old Jedi from the Old Republic that Luke Skywalker found eventually, he got in the way of Palpatine's soul and sucked it in. And Palpatine killed that Jedi from within, and they both died together. He smothered his spirit and killed it. So, it's fitting, a Jedi that survived the Purge and survived Vader and all that shit through the Empire, he killed Palpatine ultimately.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't, kill his physical self, he killed his spiritual self.
Which he needed to, because Palpatine was good at Sith alchemy. That's why, technically, Palpatine was over 100 years old in Phantom of the Menace and Clone Wars and all that shit. Because of Sith alchemy, he keeps himself looking young. That's what Darth Krayt does, too. Darth Krayt survived Order 66 as a Jedi, and he, 100 years later, became a Sith Lord and took over the galaxy. But through Sith alchemy, he kept himself young for a while. Eventually, they deteriorate and die. That's what Mace Windu did when he blocked Palpatine's lightning back at him, and he got all old and wrinkly and shit. That was Mace Windu basically undoing his Sith alchemy. And then you really saw his true age. That's why Palpatine looks like that, because he's technically like 100-something.
And, before that, he only had, a couple wrinkles.
Yes, again, like I said, it makes them look young and be young and stuff for a long time. So it's what Sith have to do to get their plans to ultimately work and stuff. They have to prolong their lives, because it took a lot of planning. It took 3 different Sith to eventually get that whole Clone Wars thing going. Tiberius, Plagueis, and then Sidious. They each, were predecessors of each other and stuff. And that was the ultimate plan that Tiberius put into the works, and then Plagueis taught Sidious, we need to get rid of the Jedi, and then eventually Sidious got the job done. So yeah, and they got rid of the whole rule of 2 thing. Usually Sith there's only 2 usually at a time, but after Sidious, Darth Krayt came about, and he let there be lots of Sith.
Like lords or just Sith?
Siths. Mainly just Siths. There's just one Lord. And then they killed off all of Cole Skywalker's Jedi Academy. And Cole Skywalker is Luke Skywalker's grandson. And Cole Skywalker is Ben Skywalker's son. And Ben Skywalker got with a Sith, a girl who was a Sith. And they had Cole Skywalker. So Cole Skywalker, his mom was a Sith and his dad was a Jedi.
That's interesting.
Yes, and then Cade Skywalker, who's Cole's son, he eventually turned to the dark side for a bit, but then he came back and defeated all the Sith and shit with, Berduk or something like that. I forget what his name is, but he survived Order 66, and he's like older than Yoda almost, especially in this time period. He actually survives the Empire, survives 2 Jedi purges within 150 years. So I think he's a very underrated Jedi. He's fucking huge fucking alien dude. He rips people apart sometimes. Like when the clones tried doing Order 66 on him, he fucking ripped fucking clones apart and shit. And he saved a bunch of Padawan. He took them to another planet where they stayed safe for a while, but the clones eventually came and killed most of the Padawans, and he got away though.